I've been keeping 4 of my cats in my garage, and slowly I've been trying to transition them into staying out in the shop, running around during the day and then at night sleeping in the shop. And I finally got the last cat out here. The last couple of days I've let Axel out of the shop. I've been keeping him in a dog kennel and then letting him in the shop at night, loose in the shop at night. Well, a couple of days ago I opened the shop door and let him out and let him wander around for the first time. Now I've got Shade in the dog kennel, and Kitty's pretty well trained. So I'm about to go in here. Shade is loose in here with Axel and Kitty, and I'm going to catch Shade and put him inside the kennel. I think I may put Axel with him because I plan on getting the lawnmower out and getting the tractor out later if it dries up. It's supposed to rain sometime today, but hopefully I'll have an opportunity to do some mowing or brush hogging or something. Hi Kitty, you can go. Hi Axel. Hi Shade. Hi. You can go in there with him. Hey, you. So I'm gonna real quickly feed the bucks and feed the ducks, the bucks and the ducks, and then I'm gonna go out and feed the female goats. And I had another goat give birth, and that is a story. That is a very interesting story that I'm going to update you on. Here you go, Batman. I don't give that other rooster very much because he's going to come over with the ducks. He always comes over and eats with the ducks, no matter where I feed, what I feed, or how much I feed. There was a duck sitting on this nest, and I guess she might have changed her mind. I still have one sitting inside the shelter, so maybe we'll get some babies from that. Why do you guys move your bowls where I can't reach them? Move. Hey, stop. Move out of the way. Move out of the way. Really? Rocky. You're a bit of a pain, buddy. See, there's that rooster. Oh, wait. There are 5 ducks out here. That means she's not on the nest in there. I need to go check that nest. Now, they do get up and eat and drink sometimes. Not as often as the others, but they get hungry and thirsty, and they do get off the nest. But although she was loud, I come to think of it, she was a little loud, which that is normal. If she's still brooding off the nest, it's normal that she would be loud. But usually they're a lot more talkative, and their head is tucked down low as they come out to eat and drink, but they're still broody and gonna go get back on the nest. So I need to check this to see what's going on. We've had so much rain. All of this is muddy, and this kind of flows down this way a little bit, which is no big deal under normal circumstances, but I don't see any eggs unless she's covered them up. Oh, it's so wet in here. Unless she has covered them up. Look, I'm kind of afraid to stick my hand in there because I've seen snakes lately. So I've had 2 birds sitting on nest, 2 birds off the nest. The eggs might be under the hay, under the straw. She might have buried them. Now she's got her head down like I'm talking about. See, she's got her head kind of down. I don't know how to say it. There, see, she raised up instead of squatting down. So let me look and see if there's eggs in here. Yeah, there's eggs in there. So I'm gonna leave her alone. Okay. I'm gonna go get some feed for the female goats and take it over to them and talk to you about these babies. Rain's daughter, the one that has the one horn that grew back after being disbudded, she's got blue eyes and a lot of moon spots, real pretty. I would tell you her name, but she doesn't have one. So she had babies. It didn't go as smoothly as I would have liked it to. The short of it is I have a couple of bottle babies, but let me tell you that story. Let me feed them, check on them, because I still have one more that has to give birth. I thought I saw her out there, so I don't think she did. So the black one right here is the last one that needs to give birth. She's still here. She's still fat. Hi, River. So dropping food. Hang on. Where's that other one? Okay, this is the one that gave birth. Move back, guys. I can't come in with the feed if you don't get off the gate. Move, move, move. River, hey, right here. River, come on. I'm gonna mow this. I'm gonna mow all this. If it will dry up at all today, I'm gonna mow this. They can have that back there, but this is just too high for me walking through here, and it's too high for the babies. River, I can't get to the feed if you're right here in front of me. I mean, to the bowls. Excuse me. Oh, it's a mess out here. Rain? There they are. I was like, where's your babies? But I saw them. That's the kids' plate, I guess. Look at this. They're all at this one bowl. 2 days ago at 4:30 in the morning, I got up, and which is kind of the normal time. My alarm's set for 5, but I hardly ever hear that alarm. I'm up before them, 4:30. I took Maggie outside, and I was in the front yard, and I could hear baby goats crying, like newborn baby goats crying, but I thought it was odd to hear it at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I heard an adult goat. But Rain had just had babies the day before, so she had newborn babies, and the adult goat I thought was Rain. By the way, let me remind you how cute they are. So although it was a little odd to hear them that early in the morning, for the goats to be awake, for the babies to be awake, not necessarily the adults, I didn't think anything of it. I went back inside and began my morning, which I wouldn't come out until about 6 o'clock. So 6 o'clock I came out and noticed right away that goat, that moon spotted goat, this one right here, that goat had given birth, because she was smaller. She wasn't fat anymore. So I knew that she had given birth. And I came out here and looked, and I found a goat. She wasn't completely ignoring it. It wasn't completely cleaned up. It was partially cleaned up, but she wasn't feeding it. She wasn't, whenever he would try to get close to her to nurse, she would get away from him. I did not have my camera on me, and it's just me here, so I didn't get any video of that moment, of that morning when they were born. So he was small. He was blue-eyed, and he had the little elf ears that I was looking for, except it was a boy instead of a girl. But he was small, and so I went around looking for another one. She wasn't taking care of him, so it was very possible that there was another one hanging around. And so I went into, he was on the other side of that side of the shelter, and I came into here, and I found another one. It was a girl. It was had the little elf ears and blue eyes, but it was dead, or at least I thought it was dead. So I went over to it and could see it barely breathing, barely any movement. And I hesitated for maybe half a second, and in my head called it dead. And then I decided, no, it wasn't going to be dead until it was warm and dead. So I decided I called Amy, my friend over at Living in Abundant Grace. I called her because this mother wasn't nursing, and I still had the boy that I knew was alive and needed to get some colostrum. And this goat doesn't even have a name, doesn't normally let me pet her, much less catch her and milk her. So I called Amy, and Amy had to go somewhere in a couple of hours, but she did have colostrum stored up in her freezer. So I took the goats inside. I picked up the cold, wet one that was just barely alive. She was wet. The mama didn't clean it off at all. It was kind of cool that morning. It was like 50 degrees that morning, which was a lot cooler than it has been in the mornings. And I remember thinking when I went outside, you know, it was a little chilly. I probably needed to put on a hoodie. So I picked her up and then took her inside, and she was just lifeless. She couldn't hold her head up. There was no movement from her. She was just barely breathing. And so I was going to take them over to Amy's to get him at least colostrum and try to warm this one up to see if it would live. But so both of them, it was urgent for both of them. He needed the colostrum. I knew I heard babies at 4:30 in the morning, and now it's 6 o'clock and nobody has eaten and nobody's been cleaned up. At least he was a little bit, but she not at all. So I took her and put her under a blow dryer, like a hair dryer, and heated her up just a little bit. Put them in a laundry basket with towels, put them in the car floorboard, and I turned on the heater, headed to Amy's house. So I got really hot in the car, but I knew that it was very important that they got warmed up. He was shaking, but he was standing and he was trying to nurse, and the mother wasn't letting him. So it was very important to get their temperature up before you feed them. You can't feed a cold baby. Their temperature, you'll kill them. Like, they can't digest it. So their temperature, and the little girl, she didn't even have any kind of like real reflexes. Like, she couldn't do anything. She was all but gone. And so I first warmed her up with a blow dryer. You know, I didn't spend a whole lot of time doing it because he was still running out of time as well. And I actually had hope that he would live. Like, I really didn't think she would live. So I did blow dry her, but only briefly. Put them both in a basket, covered them up with a towel, and had the heater going for them. It was really hot. So I got to Amy's house, and she had already started getting the colostrum ready. She had it in the freezer. So she had it ready when I got there. He was warmed up by the time I got there because it was really hot in the car. And Amy took the little girl, and I honestly, when I looked at her, when I pulled in, I looked at her. I thought she was gone, but I carried the basket in and got her out, and she was still alive. And Amy put her in a Ziploc bag and put warm water in the sink and set the bag, you know, with just her head. And she stuck her in a Ziploc bag with her head sticking out, and put her in the warm water while I began trying to feed him and cleaning him up. Then the little girl started warming up. Top of her head was cold, but her body was warming up, and she was moving. She would hold her head up a little bit, but Amy had to hold her head out of the water, or her head would fall down into the water and she would have drowned. I mean, she just there was no life in her. I mean, obviously there was some, but you know what I mean. She had no energy. She was gone. Had it been 5 more minutes, she wouldn't have made it. I want to stop right here and say, you know, I want to give a shout out to Amy over at Living in Abundant Grace Homestead. She has always helped me with the goats, and is definitely more knowledgeable about goats than I am. And there is only one of me. Not only did she have the colostrum, but there's only one of me. I could not have taken care of both goats, and both goats needed immediate care. I didn't get to film because there's only one of me. I would have filmed. I would have loved to have filmed for y'all, but that wasn't a possibility because I had to hurry up and get attention to these goats, get these goats taken care of, or they would have died. So there was no chance they would have lived had we not reacted immediately, and had there not been 2 of us. Like, I'm convinced that had I taken care of her, he could have died, or if I've taken care of him, she would have died, just because there was not enough time. And so Amy got that goat warmed up enough to feed her, and I had fed the other goat. Now, they weren't out of the woods because that was very hard on their bodies. It was very traumatic. We don't know. They were in 2 different places. They were very muddy, just covered in filth. So I mean, there's a chance of bacteria, there's a chance of pneumonia, there's all kinds of things that could still go wrong and still could have gone wrong. So at that point, so once the little girl was warmed up and she got a little bit of colostrum in her, she was able to hold her head up, but she just wanted to go to sleep, and he wanted to go to sleep. They were brand new babies, fresh babies, and so that's what they do. They eat and sleep. But we couldn't tell, you know, how much of that was due to trauma and how much of that was just natural. So Amy had to go on to her thing. She sent me home with colostrum because they have to have colostrum. They won't make it. They have to have colostrum. The first 24 hours they have to have so much colostrum in them. It has to be the first thing. Like if I had fed them just milk, even just goat's milk without colostrum, they won't make it. They have to have the colostrum. So she sent me home with colostrum that she had milked from one of her does and put in the freezer. The colostrum is kind of a valuable thing to have, and I did not have it except in a goat that doesn't have a name, won't let me pet it, and certainly won't let me milk it. I came home with the babies and not knowing whether they would live or not, especially the little girl. It was really touch and go with her. Before I came home, we did dip their umbilical cords in iodine, and Amy tied the little girl's umbilical cord off because the mother had done nothing. It was really long, and it had gotten folded back over the goat and stuck to her. So we tied it off and cut the end off past where we tied it off, dipped it in iodine, and I came home with them, and every few hours would try to feed them some more colostrum. So after just a few hours and probably maybe a feeding or two, I don't even remember, the little girl was standing up. So they were both standing up, and I had them inside on the floor, and I took a picture of them to send to Amy to show her that that goat was standing up. Now she had gone somewhere. She wasn't able to talk on the phone. She had something to do with her kids' schooling or something. I don't even know, but I don't remember. There was too much going on. But so I sent her a picture of the two standing side by side, and when I took that picture, and I realized at that point how small these goats were. Like I knew they were small. Like I when I got them, I knew they were small, but there was so many other things going on in my head, and so many things that needed to get done, and my attention needed to be somewhere else. I didn't realize how small they were. And so when I took this picture and I saw that the boy, who I already knew was small, was quite a bit bigger than the girl, it dawned on me, these are not twins. These are triplets or more. And like they had to be, just their size, they were not the right size to be a single or a twin. So I came back out here and I started looking around, praying that I wouldn't find one that I left, like that I missed, and it died because I missed it. Now I'm about to show you a goat that is dead and not completely developed, because I did find a third goat. It wasn't developed. It looked like it died in the womb and had been dead for a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that. So if you're if that kind of stuff turns you off, grosses you out, freaks you out, anything like that, you might want to fast forward about 10 seconds or turn the video off. So there's your warning. Here it is now. So there were triplets. The third one did not fully develop, but it did take up space in the room, and at some point took up nutrients in the womb, and so that's why these were small, which is common for when you have multiples. It's common for them to be smaller and a little more fragile in the beginning. But I don't know why that one had died. I don't know how long it had been dead in the womb. I don't know why it didn't fully develop when these did. And actually, these, I was telling Amy the other day, or yesterday, I guess it hadn't been that many days, but yesterday, that I feel like these may have been slightly premature. They look, they have all their hair, they're full, you know, they look fully developed. They just look more, I don't know how to explain it. Just, I don't know, a little more babyish. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like they might have been a little premature. So I've had them inside They've been on the bottle. I fed them colostrum. I went and bought, I'm feeding them milk now. They get whole milk mixed with buttermilk and the condensed canned milk. That's the formula that I feed them. I don't feed them the stuff from the store, the goat replacer or milk replacer from the store. That's what I usually feed my bottle babies, and they do fine on it. They are doing a lot better. They're starting to jump around. They are still in the laundry basket, and I had to put another laundry basket on top of that one because they do climb out. They can't jump out yet, but they are climbing out. And so I'm gonna bring them out here. I'm gonna let this grass dry up a little bit. I may mow before I bring them out here, but I want to see how the rest of them act around them. I'm not gonna leave them out here because they are too fragile and too young right now. They are not out of the woods. Anything can happen, like anything, because of the way things took place at birth. I mean, they could get an infection, they could, you know, a pneumonia or whatever. Anything could happen, but it is looking very hopeful for them. They are beautiful babies. They have the little elf ears, and they both have blue eyes, which is something that I've wanted for a while, a mini La Mancha with blue eyes. So if that little girl makes it, I'm going to keep her. So that's 2 goats that I'm keeping this year. And I still have 1 more goat to kid. This is the one I have left. She was also bred with a mini La Mancha. Her ligaments are softening. She still has them, so I don't think it'll be today. But she is bagging up. Her udder is getting full of milk. Hi, Rain. So she should be soon. Not too long. But this grass right here is really getting tall. They're not keeping it down. I come through here, and then the little babies, the grass is over their head. They have to really jump to go through the grass. They don't walk through the grass, they hop through the grass. I'll leave that back there higher and see if they can keep that down. I'm gonna keep it down for me, but especially for the babies right now. I'll show you those babies that were born the other day. I'll show them to you here in a little bit. But another thing I need to do is clean out the inside here of the stalls. They are nasty. Goats have been giving birth in them. It's been wet. It's been really wet. It has rained so much. I haven't been able to get very much done outside at all, and I'm really starting to get behind, and I'm really starting to feel the stress of that. Hey, kitty. She follows me everywhere. Don't you? Don't you? You good girl. You gonna come see if the goats like you? I've never seen you this far up here. Rain's telling her to stay away. Alright, I know you guys have heard quite a bit about Amy the last few videos, and you saw her in a couple of my videos. I wish that I could keep that cat out of here. It's not my cat, it's a tomcat. He's been here for a couple of years. But anyway, it's not been on purpose. It's just that she's been doing a lot over here. Half the cows are her. Half the cows that I have here belong to her, and so we've been working with the cows, and the calves have been, the cows have been giving birth and everything. But then yesterday, she, if it wasn't for her, they would have died. If it wasn't for both of us working together, they would have died. And so I'm going to leave a link to her channel down below, and if you would, go check her out and tell her LG Homestead sent you. I am up front. I brought the goats out to feed them. This is the first time they've been outside. And a king snake went up in a hole. I set them down right here and went in to get the bottle and came back out, and that king snake was out there. So I don't know what his plan was. It's interesting to know that he's living right there on my porch. Now, I hope there's not too much noise out here. I'm up front, and Dad and Mom live across the street, and they've got a shop being built right now, and then Dad's out there mowing. But so the goats are eating. Man, it's a mess up here. The goats are eating. They were eating just under 2 ounces apiece, and this morning they in their first meal they each had 2 ounces. So I've got 5 ounces in here to see if maybe they want just a little bit more than that. So I'm about to show them to you. They're right up here at my feet at all times because apparently I am mommy. Is that right? Look how cute. This is the little boy. Look how cute this is. He's got blue eyes. And here's the little girl. This is the one that was all but dead. Like, I mean, she was breathing, but that's all she was doing. Look at her now. Okay, you want to eat something? Are you hungry? Let's see. Hold on, I'm making a mess here trying to film. Making a mess. Oh, hey, that's not nice. I'll let him eat for a second so you guys can see him eat. Look at those blue eyes. She's over here trying to suck on my finger. They're both hungry. So it's time to eat. Every 4 hours. He does have a little bit of moon spots on him. This right here is not, like, I don't know if you can see. This is black and this side is kind of a brown color. That's a brown spot. Like, that would be considered a moon spot. Okay, let me give her some. I don't know if I'm going to be able to film all this. Hang on. Oh, you got to remember there's a snake back there. Okay, little girl, come here. Come here. Hold on. Listen, you gotta get it right. You gotta get it right. Come here, guy. Let's get out of the frame. Let's let your sister get some TV time. That's so cute. Oh, she's getting sleepy. So they've each, they had 5 ounces and now it's down to 3 ounces. So my assumption is that they've each had an ounce because that's usually how it's gone. They'll each have an ounce before they have to rest a second. And then they want a little bit more. Let's get him in again. Feed him a little bit more. See, he's ready to go again. They get too excited and then they can't get to the bottle. I'm sure you guys can hear the mower. Dad's over there mowing. Is that it? Oh, you had a little bit more. That was fast. That was fast, buddy. Let your sister eat some more. Not only are they drinking more, but they're taking it in more quickly. This snake is sticking his head out over here. I'm gonna wait for him to come out and then try to show him to you. No, I'm not. No, I'm not, because not everybody can watch it. I have a friend that watches the videos, and I want her to be able to watch this one. You guys are just going to have to trust me. There's a king snake in that hole on my porch, which I will not do anything about him until he starts giving me problems, because those eat the copperheads, and there are a lot of copperheads out here. For those that are curious, it is a spotted king snake. Hey guy, you gonna drink it or you just gonna spill it everywhere? But I am gonna watch my back while I'm out here with them. I'm kneeled down on the ground and got my back to them. Guess I better pay attention. Yeah, they're gonna eat it. They're gonna take in all of this. See, he's down there, and she wants some more. That's just all that's left out of 5 ounces. That's pretty good. Pretty good. So I'm trying to show you their eyes, their little bitty ears. Wait, be still. Be still, people. Little bitty elf ears, both of them, and blue eyes. This is the girl, and this is the boy, and he's quite a bit bigger than her. Yeah, you get that out of your system before you go back inside. Look, she even pees real cute. Don't you? I wish you guys could have seen. Like, I mean, she was dead, pretty much. I really did not expect her to recover. I had hope for him because he was still standing and he was trying to nurse and he was shaking and cold. He's peeing too. But I really didn't expect to see her recover and to be out here with her today. Did y'all pee? Now you want to poop? Before we go inside? Did you see her jump? Bounce. I'm going to see if I can try to get that color to show up, and I don't know. It's hard to tell on this camera what is coming through and what isn't. I noticed on the other video when I couldn't tell if the colors were being shown that they really were. I just noticed there's another spot here. He's got brown behind his head. I don't even know what color to call this. It's like a shade of brown, and this is black, and then you see this, whatever this is, and this isn't white, but this is white. So this wouldn't be, the white isn't a moon spot. Everything else that's a color on top of another color is a moon spot. So cute. So cute. Can you tell how much bigger he is than her? So I did buy some preemie diapers for them. They kind of fit. And I bought onesies, preemie onesies. The onesies are just too big to hold the diapers on. So you would put a diaper on and put a onesie on it so that it will hold the diaper on. And the onesie is too big. I'm gonna let them empty out before I take them back in. I have them in a laundry basket, and I have one of those puppy pads, and I change those out. But I'm hoping within the next few days that they'll be able to come outside. I'm gonna take them out there here in a little bit. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna take them out with the other goats after I've mowed that grass down, and I'm gonna let you see with me how the other goats react to them. I know this is gross to some people, but that's their poop. It's that color because they've had colostrum, and that will change. That will become normal. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's just from the colostrum, which is something that they have to have. Are you having problems? Are you having problems? You done? I think she's done. Are you done? I got the water over here for the cows, and I let the cows out. You saw that. So I filled up the big coop water. I cleaned it out, dumped it out, cleaned it out. There were mice underneath the water, and they came running at me. Well, they went on both sides of me, startled me quite a bit. And then the chickens were chasing them around the coop, but they finally got out. Anyway, I got it cleaned out and was able to stay away from that rooster. I cleaned out the buck's water and the duck's water, And now I'm just filling this up, and then I'm going to go mow this front part of their little pasture. And then later I'm going to, well, after I get that done, I'm going to take the little goats out that are inside and put them with these goats just for a little bit to see how they react to one another. And I'm going to, you know, film that and let you guys see that. I hope I was able to tell the story to where you understood it. It was kind of all over the place, and so hopefully it made sense to you. Pretty much the short of it is I went out and one was at risk for dying and one I thought was dead. I mean, she was all but dead, and they are doing fine now, and I hope that they continue to stay good. They are not out of the clear. I mean, anything can happen with them this young and having such a rough start. So I'm going to watch them really closely. They will stay inside for at least a few more days, but the hope is to get them strong enough and big enough to where they can come out with a herd, and then I will still bottle feed them. But so wish me luck on that, and I'll be back with you here in a few minutes. This isn't gonna work. I just need a little stock pond for the cows and for the ducks. That's all there is to it. I just need just a little pond. I'd like to have two. I'd like to have one I could fish out of, but right now I would settle for one that the cows and ducks could use. Come on. Oh, sorry guys. Come on in. Come on, let's go. Come on. Lane, that's not for you to go out of. Hey, no, 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 no. This is the mother right there, and I don't know if she recognizes them or not. Here's the little girl, little doeling, and of course that would leave this one to be the buck. See that one coming this way is the mother. That would be so cool if she'd take them, but no, come here. Come here, goat. No, come back. Well, that could have gone better, and it definitely could have gone worse. She could have, any of them could have been aggressive to him because they haven't been out here. They're following me. As you can see, I did get this mowed. I left that over there long. I got the water over here. I got the goats' water cleaned out, but you saw what, you know, how that went. And I got the big chicken coop water cleaned up and filled up. Here she is. She's back, guys. So she's not being accepting of them, but she's also curious. And he's trying to, wait, nope, that's the little girl trying to nurse off of her. And so anyway, I got the things done that I said I was gonna do. It is noon. It's time for them to eat again. So I'm gonna leave them out here for a minute. I'm gonna watch them. I'm not gonna leave them out here. And then I'm gonna take them in and feed them and put them to bed. Put them down for a nap. Later on this afternoon, I'm going to try to go out in the very back and brush hog a little bit. I'm hoping, see the cows, they went out there at first, but I don't know if you can see back there on the tree line. They're back there in the shade. And I'm hoping when they come up this evening to feed that they'll bring the babies with them so that I can go out there and cut some of that grass. Come here. Come on, buddy. Come here. Come here, buddy. Come here, little buddy. Hi. Oh, you hit your head. You hit your head. Yeah. Look, she's way out there. I'm gonna go over to her. Two days ago, she was born, and she almost died, all in the same hour. And now look at her. Hey, you can't be pushing on the camera. You can't be pushing on the camera. Look at the little bitty ears. Little bitty elf ears. They're hungry. It's time to eat. It's time to eat, isn't it? The rest of them are doing okay. I'm gonna get Rain's babies and compare them to these because Rain, her babies were born the day before these were born. Come on. Come on. You can do it. One up front, closest to me, is the little girl. It's bouncing around. Doing good. Let me see, Rain's babies. Can I borrow a baby? Can I borrow one of these babies? Just one? Let me take this one. Come here. Oh. Come here. Okay. Okay, let's compare. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at that. This is the little girl came up. Look at this. I don't know if you can tell how much bigger. She's like, it looks like twice the size of this one. I know it can't be quite twice the size, but she's a lot bigger. Uh-oh. We gotta go get your brother. Hang on just a second. Okay, you can come with. Now keep in mind this other baby is, although a triplet, is a couple of weeks older. So the good thing is nobody tried to hurt them. That is a real possibility since I just brought them into the herd. Although they are related and they were born here, these guys have not been around them and didn't know them. Although that mother acts like she kind of did. She didn't take care of them. She went back out there with the others, but she did come up a couple of times just to check them out a little bit further. I think there's something on the lens there. Check them out just a little bit further, and decided nope, she wasn't interested, which that's a bummer. I wish she was. But this lets me know that here, when they get a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, and taking a little bit fewer bottles, that I can bring them up out here and they can stay out here with the rest of them and the rest of the babies and have fun. But that's not today. You gonna come over here too? Something else that I want to do this weekend is get these two shelters cleaned out, and because it is so wet, it has been raining so much. I'm very concerned about parasites, especially coccidia. It's perfect for them, wet, warm weather, and the babies often get it. I often have to treat babies. Now once they get to about 6 months old or more, I don't have a problem with it with the goats. I guess they have a little bit more tolerance or immunity or whatever you want to call it. But another concern, something else that I gotta deal with, but if it would just hold off on the rain just a little bit, let me get a little bit done each weekend, at least I can get somewhere with it. So it looks like I will probably keep the girl. I've been wanting a mini La Mancha with blue eyes. That's her. They both have blue eyes. I can't keep the boy. Can't keep any bucks because I won't have any of those to breed them to, because they would be related. So if you're up in northeast Oklahoma or northwest Arkansas and you're interested in him, reach out to me because he is definitely for sale. I can sell him as a bottle baby or I can sell him as weaned, either way. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope you follow along to see how they do, and hopefully they will get better and bigger, and we'll see you on the next video.